Dave and Pam Roberts met in the Los Angeles area in 1973 and were married 2 years later. In their time together, Dave and Pam have had many adventures, spending time hiking, camping, and sailing. Dave's diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease brought with it some incredible challenges, along with the experience of enduring love, connection, and resilience.
Questions Dave asks frequently.
Why can't I drive?
Unfortunately, Dave, you have a condition called Alzheimer's, but you're not alone. There's 6 million people with Alzheimer's, and no one with Alzheimer's is allowed to drive. Dave listens. He may ask me to repeat. Then he kind of nods his acceptance.
Where is my dad?
Your dad is in heaven with my dad.
What happened?
They got older, and then they went to heaven. Dave listens. He may say,
Okay.
as acceptance. Sometimes he cries thinking of his dad, who loved to play with the kids and tickle and chase them. And sometimes Dave smiles when he remembers his dad.
Where is my mother?
Your mother is in heaven with my mother. I work to never say no or not, and to think of how to change the situation or redirect. I learned not to correct his stories, and when they were quite unreal, I tried to engage, saying, "Tell me more," and then gradually redirect, trying to change the subject. If he was persistent about doing something, I would say, "Yes, I agree. I'll work on that this afternoon, or maybe tomorrow." I had to learn to tolerate compulsions and not to say, "No, don't do that," such as on our hikes and walks when Dave would stop to pick up feathers. Every feather. And then it was pine cones. And then it was rocks. I learned to carry a plastic bag to hold everything that he was picking up. We had to give up window shopping and browsing in stores since he wanted to buy things that we didn't need and we couldn't afford, like cameras and paintings and bicycles. There were temper tantrums, kicking, hitting, swearing. Dave did all of these things at some point. When I couldn't figure out what was happening or how to change things for him, I learned to back off, to stay out of his reach, to go outside and walk around the house a few times, and to stay out of his sight for a while. After an episode, he would frequently just stay in his room for a short time or a long time, and I would try to stay out of his sight until he asked for help with something. And sometimes he would look at me and say he was sorry. And almost every day, at one point, even with his aphasia, he would say,
Thank you.
or
I love you.